Hey YouTube, it's this is SIG 220 Euro and Saturday, August 22nd. Just gonna do a little bit of an update. Been out here working a little bit. Went through and trimmed back my tomatoes into pots. Noticing I'm getting some leaves starting to die on them. Kind of worried that might be the blight. Not sure. Trimmed some of it off, but getting ready here to go through and pick a bunch of these tomatoes looking ripe. I didn't hear anything on what causes this orange deal, and I've eaten a few of them and it tastes fine. So what you can see here, I've got quite a bit of tomatoes. These ones over here, I'm hoping, looks like something maybe got to them. I hope not. But and then I'm going to go through and trim a little bit of these, do a weekly feed, and I'm also going to give some pre-plant mix to boost up the magnesium and everything on them. This starburst squash, I trimmed some more dead leaves off of it. You can see it's got some of that powdery mildew. I'm going to try to spray that after a bit. My little tomato plant here is still chugging along. Cut a few more of the bug-infested eggplants leaves off of this. Got flowers on here, but so far no fruit coming on. I tied this one up. I've got quite a few tomatoes on here, and you can see those are some fairly good sized tomatoes. I think this is one of the heirloom varieties. You can see they kind of grow a little bit different. They kind of almost fold in on themselves. This was where I think it was my last spaghetti squash. I'd had one fruit coming on it. It looked fine a couple days ago, and this morning, well, here, let me see. This morning it looked like that. So I just went ahead and pulled the plant. The leaves were looking sort of okay, but you can see some of them are starting to get the same thing where that blight's hitting them. But the root stock, you can just see how the root is here. It just really never recovered from the powdery mildew. Still got quite a few cucumbers coming on here. You can see here, in fact, there's a few down underneath. I'm not sure if you see them. They're going to need to be picked today. There's one on the ground. And same thing, some of these leaves are dying, so I'm going to go through here and try to clean off the dead stuff. The eggplant, the same thing. Something's hitting it now. But you can see we do have a couple eggplants coming on these ones. My pepper plants, I don't know what's going on here. Let me see, whatever it is. I don't know if this is something damaged from a mouse or a mole. Some kind of rodent, I believe. Looks like it's kind of chewing the outside edges off of it, so that doesn't make me too happy. Looks like I do have another one or two here. I may go ahead and pick those before something befalls them. But I'm not real sure what this is here. That looks kind of ugly. I don't know if that's just something left over from the flower, or if that'll grow and fall off. What the deal is there. So I'm just going to kind of let it go. And like I said, I think that's a watermelon. I don't recall. The leaves kind of look like a watermelon, but maybe not. I'm not the best at identification. So, but it's only got this one single solitary fruit on it. So I don't really see much in the way of other flowers. Maybe a few coming on here at the very end. There's a few down on this vine, but I'm thinking I may go ahead and just cut that vine off so that the plant can just do everything on this. Again, this was one of the plants that had gotten decimated pretty hard with the powdery mildew early on. You can see here, hopefully, what I'm seeing on the leaves, getting this like kind of tinging going on the edge of the leaves. Somewhat similar to what I was seeing on tomato plants up on the deck. I haven't seen it on these tomato plants, and you know, hopefully I won't. My big cantaloupe coming on down there. Kind of excited about this. Never grew cantaloupe before, and this one's looking pretty nice. Let's from what I can see. You can see here our sun sugar grape tomatoes are just still producing loads. I'll probably have another small bowl here this morning. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. A quick update on these potatoes that the kids helped me replant. I got to thinking about this the other day, and you know, I only had maybe about 3 inches of soil on the bottom of it, put the potatoes in, and with the potatoes we had pulled out, I did notice they grew really close to the bottom. So what I did this morning was I pulled the 3 seed potatoes out. I added in several more inches of the soil mix. You can see I'm about half full, and then I put the potatoes back in. I'm hoping maybe if they have a little bit more soil underneath them, that'll allow them to go down, maybe produce a few more. The other ones almost seemed like they didn't have enough grow space, is what I was thinking, and might kind of explain some of the smallness. Because like I said, all the potatoes seem to be almost at the very bottom, and when I had planted those originally in the spring, that's what I had done, was only put like, you know, maybe 3 inches of dirt in the bottom, and then put the seeds in. So we'll see. I went ahead, had one spaghetti squash over there that had one fruit coming on, but unfortunately I saw it was rotted out today, so I just went ahead and ripped the whole plant out. And I went ahead and loosened up this side of the bed, and what I ended up doing is down about this far, I put in planted a couple cabbage seeds. Gonna see if any of those come up. Hopefully I get maybe a head or two, or maybe even transplant. I think I basically put 2 and 2, about 3 seeds in each hole. Then I came over, and about 1.5 feet, 2 feet here, 2 rows, I put in some carrots. Then I came down here, and about 2.5 feet or so, I put in some lettuce. I forget the brand right now. It says it's supposed to be a small leaf, small head type lettuce. I thought it was Black Simpson, but I grabbed the wrong pack. Oh well. And then down here, the last 1.5 feet or so, I just put in some spinach. Forget the which variety. I'll take a look in the garage here after I get done with this. But like I said, just kind of putting some of that in. So hopefully, you know, it's middle of August, so the lettuce and stuff I think said like 38 to 45 days. The spinach was about the same. The cabbage is like 70 days, and it's like 10 days to 7 to 10 days to germination. So that one might be cutting it close, but hopefully maybe you know, even if they're a couple small heads, that'll be kind of nice. Have some fresh cabbage into the, you know, especially since it grows a little bit better into the cool weather. So anyways, that's kind of where we're at. Let me go, you know what, I'll show you quick the tomatoes and cucumbers I got today. Here are the tomatoes I got off this morning. A couple of these big ones are splitting. You can see this one, we had something just since last night, something chewed on that one, so I'm not going to throw it away. We'll just slice the bottom of it off, and we just kind of cut out the area that's kind of dry here. Same with this big one. I had a couple real nice tomatoes, probably about this size. There was 3 of them in a cluster, and they had all had big splits in them, but there was like bugs in them. Looked like they were kind of buried into it. So unfortunately I had to throw those 3 away. Here's some of the cucumbers got on. A couple of these got a little bit bigger than I like. They were just kind of hidden down underneath, but you know, most we just, if they're real big seeds, we'll just kind of slice the seeds out of it, quarter them and slice those out. Here's another bowl of tomatoes, 2 bowls, and then a little baby pepper fell off, was laying on the ground. So as far as I know, it's edible, so we'll eat that. And then, like I said, I just seem to be having some issues with bugs or different things pecking holes in tomatoes. So, but that was kind of my my haul for today. You know, you can see these are some fairly nice sized tomatoes. There again, not sure why the orange is on top.